Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Our lesson 22 is opening our hearts in prayer. And your story for today is the persistent friend. I wonder why she's so persistent. Think we'll find out. It is possible to make a new friend anywhere. Monica and Gwen became friends during a beginner's quilting class on Saturday mornings. Together they looked at fabric, cut out pieces, and compared designs. They both wanted to make a quilt for their mothers. After the last class, the girls were chatting with Eileen, the younger teacher. Eileen was older than Monica and Gwen. She was out of high school, but Eileen felt like a friend now too, and she had been a terrific teacher. She knew a lot about sewing, and she was an expert quilter. The girls thought her designs were really neat and not too old-fashioned. Eileen wished them luck on their projects. That is a wonderful idea, but it could get tricky. So remember, I am happy to help you if you need it. You could even come over to my house to work on it if you would like. Call me anytime. She gave them her phone number. The girls were sure they could handle it themselves, but told Eileen they would call her if they needed an expert. They went home and got started right away. It wasn't too long before Gwen needed help. She couldn't ask her mom. That would spoil the surprise. So she got out Eileen's number and called, but the line was busy. She planned to call back later, but she got distracted playing games with her brother and she forgot. The next day, she tried working on her quilt again, but didn't know what to do. Since Eileen lived nearby, Gwen walked over to her house. She tapped lightly on the door, feeling a little shy about asking for help. The house was near the schoolyard, and Gwen could see some of her classmates on the playground. When there was no answer, she ran off to join the kids on the playground. Monica had also realized she couldn't finish her quilt without help. She called Eileen and also got a busy signal. She tried calling every hour, all day, without any luck. First thing the next morning, Monica went over to Eileen's house. As she knocked on the door, she heard the kids calling for her from the playground, but she just waved and kept knocking. There was a doorbell, too, and she tried that, but no one answered. She couldn't give up. She really needed help. So Monica looked through the window. She saw a couple lights on and a cup of tea on the table. And then she noticed the car was in the driveway. It certainly looked like Eileen was home. Monica didn't want to get into trouble, but she went around the house to the backyard gate. It was locked, but Monica kept walking around the fence until there was a crack she could see through. She pressed her eye up to the fence, hoping there wasn't a mean dog on the other side. She thought she saw someone moving around in the garden. Eileen, there you are, Monica called loudly. Suddenly the back gate opened and Eileen appeared. She had her gardening gloves on and her sun hat. And with a smile, when she was smiling. Monica, I knew that was your voice. Come on in. Eileen greeted her warmly. When Monica told Eileen about the problem she was having with her quilt, Eileen insisted they work together to get it done that same day. I'm so glad you kept trying to get in touch with me, Eileen told her. My mom has been sick and I've been on the phone a lot. So it was great that you came over and didn't give up. When they finished the quilt, it was beautiful and Monica couldn't wait to show it to Gwen. Gwen was impressed with the quilt. She asked, "How did you get Eileen to help you? She never answered me when I tried to reach her." Monica smiled and asked her friend, "How hard did you really try?" "She was so nice and she really wants to help us. You could try again." I think we found our answer about the persistent friend. Do you think Gwen really believed that Eileen would be there for her? How do you think you can feel God's love within when praying? Do you think you can feel your connections with God if you only think about asking once, as Gwen did? Lots of things to think about. That was a great story today. I will see you again next week. Have a great rest of your week.